What is going on, everybody? Welcome into another edition of our Big Brother 28 content here at Reality After Show. I am joined, as always, by my great co-hosts and friends of the podcast here, Lauren Pratt and Dondi Season 2, Phillip Solomon. Phillip and Lauren, how you guys doing?
Exhausted. Okay, to go from Love Island to this, I'm tired. Your boy's tired. We've been doing this for a few weeks, but the energy is up. I feel good. I feel ready to rock.
All right, perfect. And we have a very special guest in the house, Big Brother 13's Porsche Briggs. Porsche, how you doing? Thank you for joining us.
Hey, everyone. Nice to see you.
Awesome. We're happy to have you here. Let's get into it because it's been 1 week and I feel like we've gone through a whole summer just in this 1 week alone. Lauren, go ahead and give us an update on what your thoughts of the season so far and this cast in general.
We clocked it by saying this was going to be a hot mess express cast, and they have delivered thus far with it. Oh boy. I'm very much entertained, but holy moly, it's going to be a long summer.
Yeah, it's been a lot. Phillip, what are your thoughts so far?
I'm entertained. I think that whenever you come into a show that you've seen time and time again, I always love when we get to kind of skip the week one and it feels this season. We are in week 3 behavior on day 3 or 4. I was like, oh, we're just going for it, which is great. I have some really hot takes and good questions, but I want Portia's views on it before I circle back because I have things specifically to ask her.
Yeah, Porsche, let us know, what are your thoughts so far? And like, how have you been keeping up with the show? Are you just tuning in this season? What made you want to watch Big Brother 28?
Well, yeah, I mean, you guys are over here hopping from one bed to the other, from Love Island to Big Brother. Hopefully you're getting some sleep at some point. I'm getting a crazy sense of deja vu this season, and it could be because I was a newbie playing with vets. And saw Rachel come into the house.
Yeah.
And so yeah, all that was real nostalgic, real deja vu for me. What were the other questions?
Well, what are your thoughts on this season as a whole? Who are you liking from the
Okay.
cast as well?
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, my thoughts on the season are come on, it's a little played out with the newbies and the vets.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've been there, done that. Julie said it best when she was even surprised, I guess, that they brought in 2 Survivor players. And it wasn't part of like a Big Brother twist at all, like how Cerise was, where she was playing with a family member and that kind of thing. So I thought it was pretty messed up. I mean, let's just be honest. They got to come in as vets and got to be the only sole players in the HOH. So it was like automatic safety, automatic gave people a reason to like fawn over them and stuff. And it would be a totally different game if it was fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, so to fair play, on the hey, what's up, dude? So but yeah, so I mean it's just shitty to watch that happen and like to see like new players get such a disadvantage right from the get. It's super frustrating, at least it was like fair game for us and like everyone sucked at that like banana hang competition besides me. But yeah, and I don't know. For me, it's kind of shitty to watch that kind of thing happen. All these new players and them have to adjust their game based on playing with vets again.
Mhm.
And I mean, really, that's the representative for Big Brother? Like, no, absolutely not. I am not a fan at all of Angela. And I know I've said that on like every podcast, but like, I don't like her gameplay. I don't like her character even. Like as a married woman now, like to just sit there and like watch her talk about throwing it back on Howie and shit and then having Howie pop in the house for the comp. I was like,
Right.
what the fuck? Like even my husband's like, dude, what's his girlfriend gonna say? And I'm like, dude, his girlfriend's banging. Like Howie's girlfriend is like tens. So she's not gonna give a shit like what Angela does. But like as Angela's husband, like first of all, I've never seen the dude. Secondly, like you got pics of her throwing it back on Howie and all the other stuff she talks about. And I'm just like, dude, like I just don't get it. Like I don't get that kind of character for me personally. And I like to play games. Like I was part of the babysitters club. People could dare me to do anything in the house. Like I was putting Metamucil in the protein powder, trying to make people shit their pants. Like, I mean, I had a game too, you know, I was having fun, but like, I don't know. I just feel like there's like some weird stuff about her that I don't like her being our representative of like BB. And as far as like the Survivor players, like, I mean, they better throw Rachel and like somebody else up in the Survivor Islands, because like this is just getting too crossover for me.
Yeah, I want to get your thoughts too. What did you think of Rachel really like coming onto the season? We thought she was going to be a part of the season, and then how they basically killed her off. Your former castmate, your final two buddy. What would you think of that?
So, I mean, I love Rachel. I still love Rachel. I stan Rachel and Brendan, and I love Adora and Adler. And I just think like Rachel is just so into the reality realm that like I can't not support her.
Yeah.
Like I did a lot of commercial work before Big Brother. I did some modeling, some acting, and some other stuff. And like they didn't let me talk about any of that after I got off the show. In fact, because of the Metamucil bullshit, they blacklisted me off of a video game that I was like really up for. Yeah, in LA afterwards. I mean, I was there with the bodysuit with all the little 3D nodes and all this stuff. And Kate Upton wound up getting that job over me. So like, I mean, I was in good runnings for stuff because like only a year or two after did she get the SI cover. And so it was like, I wasn't very happy with how Big Brother handled things so much with me, but with Rachel, I hope CBS throws her on everything. Like honestly, like this is her bread and butter. This is what she loves to do. I don't care how they put her on it, to be honest. Like Keanu, or no, is that the new guy? It was the guy
Keanu was last season. Yeah.
Right. Okay, with Rach. Yeah. So this dude I met in December, and like bro is trying to chase her for clout and photos. It was so sad. And then he gave her so much shit online saying how she was irrelevant and stuff because she wouldn't take it. She wouldn't take the photo. She's like, no, he was actually like a piece of shit to women in the show. Like he just got a great edit. And I was like, yo, I believe you, because I saw him in real life. And like she turns the corner and he's like, Rachel, take a picture with me. And she's like, no. And he's like, well, fuck you. And I was like, whoa, like, are you serious? Like right here in Discovery Cove? Like, oh, okay, I get it now. So yeah, like just for him to like talk shit on her and her to get back on the show, I don't give a shit. I don't care how it happened, how she died. Why are you so obsessed with me? Like that was literally her dig to him, and I was like, yeah. So that's the stuff I love to see on Big Brother, and it's like, you know, when we know what's happening, but like a casual viewer isn't gonna know. So like I loved it.
That's great. You know, it was hilarious. Phillip and Lauren, I'll start with you, Phillip. What were your thoughts on that first episode? And did you think Rachel was a part of the cast?
No. I think it was a strong opener. I do. But I think that for me, and okay, I say this as also both a player and a viewer. I am very split on the reality icon. They use the word icon, but like we should not be using that word for everybody.
Right. Because Jason,
anyway.
like how fucked up is that?
Right.
Like Jason has like an identity, like as cities, you know what I'm saying?
Right. As a viewer, the reality stars are making the game happen quicker, and they are amplifying it as it happened on my show. It makes you clock in and work quicker. I would have probably been much more under the radar for longer if I didn't look to my right and see Parvati and my left and Dr. Will. And I was like, I guess it's time to play then. But I will also say, as a player, it is significantly harder to get your bearings in the game when you know that like you go to the show, the experience, the island, really thinking that it's like your cast's game. And you are really just relying on your skill set. And you realize that you're at a disadvantage from the jump. You're not used to microphones, cameras, all that stuff. It takes you a solid 48 hours to get used to it. And that 48 hours is where you lose the game. And I think that also CBS had an amazing opportunity that they did not take advantage of. I think it would have been cool for them to say the show is that big and that well renowned, we got people in here from Big Brother, Survivor, American Idol, Beast Games, Drag Race. Drop those names because we have them all in there. And so it's so weird to me that CBS refuses to acknowledge the people that have been on these other shows that I'm like, hello? Like that to me says way more clout in acknowledging it, even though, like, I know CBS is run by an older crowd that they think that putting in those names and name dropping is going to take the value away. I'm like, no, that's how traders works. You want to name drop because now you're bringing in American Idol audiences, Drag Race audience. Like, so for me, it feels so weird that I'm like, what? Number one, why are they not all working together? Probably because they don't know that each other was on all these shows. But it's weird to me that we're only really zeroing in on these three because they're CBS homegrown as opposed to like America.
Yeah, Lauren, what are your thoughts?
100% on that.
No, I definitely agree with everything Phillip said. Normally, Phillip and I align pretty much almost on everything. But in terms of the overall premiere, it was probably one of my favorites in quite a minute. I have to be honest with you. I thought it delivered from every single angle, and it just didn't feel a drag ever. I thought it continued very well.
Yeah, I loved when Julie was like, we're going to have our first ever all women season. And all the ladies were like freaking out at first. And she's like, no, I'm just kidding. And I do like that we kind of ran through the cast pretty quickly, right? I feel like it was like 20 minutes in. We were already done with all the cast information leading into it. Let's get into the actual effect of them being in the house. The one thing, and I agree with you, Phillip, the biggest problem I have is you're going to have these people from other shows, you know, RuPaul Drag Race, Beast Games, what have you. I know that they're probably not bigger characters. Like, you know, I wouldn't say Jason. Jason's a big character. He's been on twice. So and it's in the Paramount Plus universe. It didn't make sense to have him a part of the regular cast and not an icon, as they would call it. But what I also don't understand is why do you have two survivors and only one Big Brother player? It's already not even on the ratio for male to female, but then also you have two survivors, one Big Brother, one RuPaul's Drag Race, one Beast Games. It doesn't make any sense. It's all over the place. It feels like they were like, okay, let's do something. We're bringing in people. We're going to ride the coattails of season 50. I guess we have to have a Big Brother player there too. Call Angela. We know she'll be coming back anytime.
Okay, I think I'm going to agree with you on that and say only that I think playing Big Brother is such a unique experience. 24 hours a day, the live feed, being in the house, not losing your shit on a daily basis. So I think that they were like, okay, we have to include a Big Brother player in there. They go, but what if they were bad? Because I think if they're good at it, it's too much of an advantage, if that makes sense, because it's such a specific game. I don't think they could bring in a Rachel or a Dr. Will or whatever. Like, I think it's once you've been in there, you really have a head and shoulders advantage over there. Oh, unless it's someone that really had a bad social game. And they were like, well, Angela was entertaining. And to be honest, she wasn't great at the game. The reason she got so far is because like other people thought, let's push her along. Let's help her along because we know we can cut her whenever we have to. But at the same time, she wasn't great at it. And I think that is the only way that you can even it out, to get people that were really great at Survivor and bad at Big Brother.
So Angela calls every single day. Apparently, the casting producers every single day she calls.
Really?
Them. Those are her BFFs. She begs every single day to be back on the show. Now, what I'm not so happy about, and like, this isn't really a spoiler, but Dee has now openly talked and like to camera and stuff, saying, "I never watched the show. I watched 2 seasons of the show last month because they called me a month ago and asked me to be on the show." And that's fucked up. Like, there's enough Survivor people, like even Devin, like he's talked about being on the show several times, but there's enough people that want to do the show from any show. Now they can find people that want to do the show. They don't just got to call random people and like poach them like that. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't just like I met somebody at a bar and I'm going to ask them to be on Big Brother, which is like another way they used to do it. But like, yeah, that was kind of annoying. Like that she's just so openly saying like she has no respect for the show, never watched the show, and like she gets to be there as an icon. And when, you know, all these other people are there as, you know, players of games and stuff too. So hopefully they'll chat about it, but I don't know.
Yeah. Judging by this cast, it seems like they're still going to bars and picking up random people, because a lot of these people do not know what they're doing in the Big Brother house, excuse me, especially the person that's potentially going home.
Okay, and then Angela telling people, "Oh, this will happen maybe on this day," or if I remember correctly, and like everything she says is wrong. Like literally knows nothing of the timelines, and it's like, dude, it's not that hard to count days to know when your veto comps are and when like your ceremonies are and stuff like that. And like it was funner when I was in the house with like Dick and Rachel and like Brendan and them, because like they knew the sequence of what was going to happen. And like Angela, listening to her talk about it and be totally ass backwards, it's just like also one of those things where it's like, dude, icon, like come on.
So rather than go episodes synopsis, because I feel like everyone has already watched it, the live feed, you know the information. Let's get into opinions, views, observations. Who is the player that has surprised you the most from the initial intro to right now, and why?
So me. So
Yeah.
Anyone, let's go. Also, in the chat, I want answers. Go.
Oh, where's the chat? I want to see a chat.
Yeah,
Hi,
we
chat.
have a couple of chat comments here. Rachel was pushed.
Rachel was pushed.
I love that comment. If
Yeah,
you guys want, get your guys' questions read here live on stream for us, for Porsche, about the season, whatever it may be. Let's go ahead and
quote about that, saying Brendan was in the Velociraptor outfit, and I swear I laughed my ass off, because that's honestly probably true. He was like, I ain't doing another summer with these kids. Rachel, get back here. Like honestly, whatever she made just for the appearance fee, he was like, that's enough. Come
yeah, we're not doing another summer of this.
No.
So go ahead, Phil. What was your question again? We'll go ahead and start with that.
Who was the player that surprised you the most? I'm actually going to start with my answer because I got it right. Actually, there are two people that have my answer. I thought I would hate Drew, but I like him. I'm with you, Daryl. I did not expect to like him at all. The man looks like he hasn't blinked in 11 years, but in the house, he's way more subdued than his intro video. And
yes.
I will also say, I know the Beast Games producers. They were the same ones that produced all of us on We Are Family. And like, I was there and they were all like big reactions over the top. And it's like in his intro package, he brought that. He brought like studio audience energy, which is off-putting individually. And so I'm glad that once he got in the house, he was like, should I blink? Should I calm down a second? And he did. And it's been working out great for him.
Yeah.
He gave Crap Boy energy when he first walked in. He got so much better since he's been in there.
Yeah. Lauren, what's your thoughts? Who's surprising you?
Well, I just want to piggyback off of Drew here, because the way Drew is maneuvering this game so far is awesome. Knowing who to talk to and give information and intel to, and holding the cards close. I mean, Jason has not a clue at all that Drew is so insulated with that group of people. And the fact that then Drew goes and gives that information to them, that makes them trust him even more. I think he is in it for the long haul. I was shocked because at the beginning, he came in a little hot. He was all jumpity up and down all over the place right when entering the house, but has since calmed down, solidified a solid alliance that I think could ride it for quite some time. So I'm excited to see what this kid can do.
Porsche, anyone else standing out to you?
I mean, all my favorite people are doing not the best right now. Okay. So Ashley, I loved because she was my bartender girl, and I'm like, okay, she can do some manipulations, this, that, the other. Not playing in that first comp, like really, really hurts you, because, it doesn't give you the teammate alliances and like all that kind of nonsense. Haley, I loved in her intros and stuff. I watched like the 40-minute one on YouTube. So like they put out the one on YouTube a couple days before this one. So I think that's why the show was able to go so quick, because like they pre-gamed it, like 24, 48 hours, and gave us like the big intro. And I thought Haley was going to be way more talkative. And I'm just like shocked at her, like just silence, honestly. Like she just doesn't talk. Like she'll be at the kitchen island or this or that, the other, and she just does not input. And I'm like, dude, everybody loves peptides. Everybody loves the GLP-1s and the things right now. Like talk about it, like A, promote your business. B, like all these little fit kids in this show are probably going to want to use your shit. Like, I don't get why you're not everybody's best friend. Like I totally thought she'd be everybody's best friend and be like a 5'9" Amazonian chick and like be able to, like rock shit out. And S Titties was my third favorite, and like, man, he's just talking too much, and he's letting people know his gameplay is too much. He's not keeping it, like how you were saying, like one of them's keeping their cards like close up, like Drew was. S Titties is not, and it makes me so upset because like I wanted him to do so good, and like, oh, and I'm just like, all right, bring out S Titties now before they catch on and kick you out. You know what I mean? Like give yourself a couple more things. Like I'm so happy he's part of our alum, and I just, oh, God, I wish the game would just turn around for all three of the people I really liked in the beginning.
Yeah, I think for me, obviously, just like you guys, Drew surprised me. He's from where I live in Temecula, California, so I had a little rooting interest, but I was thrown off by his intro videos. I thought he was going to be too much. I thought being the young guy in the house, he was going to be a lot. So I did worry for him. He's playing amazing. He's in a perfect spot right now. Yes, he's had a little heat over the last couple of days because he is giving that information to his side, but people really want to work with him. We see him working with Melody a lot right now too, as his little parachute alliance. So I'm loving where Drew is at momentarily in the house. Watch out for next week. Who knows where it could go week to week. But I want to also go off of what you said, where Jason is the one who I had very high expectations. I thought the fact that he had other experience on RuPaul's Drag Race, he even played RuPaul's Drag Race like he was on Big Brother. So, okay, he should be well suited for the Big Brother game. The thing I don't like is what we saw in last night's episode, where he's sitting there, he's crying with Angela and saying how, oh, I just lost my mom, and I knew that anytime I was going to find someone in this house that was an older woman, that was going to be my Big Brother mom. That's a little bit too much for me, right? And then when she walks away, for you to be like side-eyeing the camera and acting like, oh, I got one up on her. People are comparing it to Johnny Fairplay's dead grandma thing. That's totally different in my eyes, because the dead grandma wasn't real. His grandma wasn't really dead. And I don't know if his mom is dead in real life, or if it's just a like thing to pull on Angela. I feel like it didn't come off the same to me as the whole Johnny Fairplay dead grandma shtick. So I was really thrown off by that. I don't like that gameplay. I think it felt a little icky. And I hope that now that he's starting to realize that people are onto him, maybe he will turn it around. I do want to get to one person's comment on here because I thought it was interesting. Who would you be most interested in being the next HOH? And for me, that is Jason, because what's going to happen? Is he going to go after the vets, icons, as we're calling them? Is he going to revert to and go against someone else, maybe on his own alliance? I feel like it'll be a hot mess if Jason takes over. Portia, what are your thoughts on who would be the most interesting?
I would love that, actually. I would love that because, I mean, it would at least give him a position of power, first of all. It would give him a dressing room to bust out his titties. It would give us something different. And God, I do hope that happens, because like I had high hopes for Kamu and Chuck and Haley to like go after the vets, and like, God, if they really don't see like this whole dual alliance thing with D soon, like I'm gonna just be really upset, because like I want them to be more aware. And I'm like, yeah, so that whole red corner thing super annoying to me, because I wanted them to go after the vets. So like hopefully they wise up, or like S2 starts recruiting, or he's gonna be with Rome and Lala and they'll help run it. But I think Lala would also go after the vets. Rome, I think, I think he'd go with both of them. So honestly, all three of them, that little was that Mom's Angels, right? They tried to do like little Keith's Angels, like from my season. Mama's Angels. So I'd like any of those to win the HOH, because I think that will be the most interesting to watch for me. And if Kamu, Haley, or Chuck win it and like keep Dee and Devin safe, that will be the most disappointing to me.
Okay, so the Jason of it all, I guess, as the room's resident drag race expert, which you're welcome. I will shine some light on it. I've been really kind of thinking about it, and as a viewer, it went pretty bad in using your dead mother, who has passed away. She passed away between Jason's regular season and this all-star one. So she did pass away semi-recently. That is true. But I will say, in using it to manipulate Angela, that's where it got kind of bad. But then To be honest, it only got really bad when he brought the story back and tried to share it with others to be like, guys,
Yes.
look how great I am. And everyone, including everyone at home, went, ugh. And then like you could tell that it sucked the air out of the room. That I was like, if he had never made any mention of what he did, let's say until his final 2 speech, would it have been desirable? No, but if eventually he got power over Angela, he probably could have used it as something on like a resume. But because he spun it back so quickly in order to gain trust with other people, it was kind of gross. And I love Jason with my whole heart. And I was like, that's gross. I'm a firm believer in not putting that kind of weird shit into the universe. And so the idea of like, God forbid my mother's not here anymore, I wouldn't be like, you're my new mom, especially in knowing I came from a show where one of my castmates had an adopted mother and father. But again, he knew the line of being like, but also I have a mom and dad though, like at home. Like this is just like on the island. I understand I need this for the game. Like it was done very differently because I've been really thinking about that all day. There were a lot of similarities, but a lot of things I was like, but this didn't make me feel gross. Like this last night made me feel gross. Like I didn't love this. Also, with Jason, Drag Race, how it works. You wake up in your own individual hotel room. You get brought to the workroom. You do confessionals the first like 2 hours of the day based on the day before. Then you go into the workroom, challenge, you're working, you're talking, whatever else. You break for lunch. You do whatever it is that night. You come back the next day, runway, you do it all again. They don't have that much time socially as they do on this game. And that's what Jason's missing. It's hard to play a 24-hour game. He's not used to that. He's used to a 6 or 7 hour game at most. And even then, they're making dresses. They're working on an acting challenge, a makeover. Like there's still something else happening. And when all he has to do is socialize and talk, that's where he's going awry right now.
Mm-hmm.
Lauren?
Good point, Phillip.
So my thought on it was Jason, I think, thought it was going to be a hit and it was a complete miss.
Yeah.
Because as you said, just watching it as a viewer, I said, oh boy, this is not going to land at all.
Yeah, absolutely. And who would you want to see win the HOH this week?
Honestly, this might be somewhat of a take, but I would be fine if Mallory won it, just because I want to see a little bit of what would happen, because she had her situation. She got put on the block, was not happy with being put on the block, won the veto, now comes back around and wins HOH. The whole story, changes, and I want to see what the relationship with Melody is like after that, because you know what? She didn't really have your back the way that you thought she did, so what are you going to do about the situation? So I would be interested to see how that would go down.
Yeah,
All right.
that was a really good answer. Now I'm curious on that one too.
Yeah, no, I think it'd be very interesting. There's a lot there,
'Cause she's
because there's
real
realistically
smart.
2 sides. What's that?
She's like really smart. I mean, even for casting, I mean, y'all seen her social media and stuff too, so she's a sorority girl
Yes.
and a rocket scientist. But there's not one other photo of her looking like Kelly until she started playing cast photos with them fake glasses. And that reminded me of like going to the club in the early 2000s when we all were business casual at the club wearing the fake glasses.
I wore a blazer, a fedora, and a Justin Timberlake vest, and no one could tell me shit about it.
Nothing. I mean, sometimes my glasses didn't even have lenses in them.
Nope.
I just wore the frame.
Nope, it was just cool in the 2000s.
I mean,
God, I
she's
miss
smart.
it.
She's smart. Like that was me going into my season. I requested a carton of cigarettes when I was in sequester because I was knocking the habit, right? Quitting smoking. Really, I just smoked a ton of weed and I like never smoked a cigarette, but I had to practice during my sequester so I could sit in the backyard with people and be like, oh, I'm just kicking the habit. I just want like a puff. And I would trade my cigarettes with people and I would just never get kicked out of anywhere because I thought I always belonged wherever people were because I had smoking or whatever. And I felt like that was so her with the glasses to get on the show. It was smart.
I think that there's a few different sides where this could go. where I think the week can absolutely blow up. Like we usually say, obviously every week's important, but I feel like week 2 of this season really is going to set the tone for how this season's going to play out, because we do have 2 dramatically different sides. One side that, you know, in the red corner alliance that thinks they're part of the big alliance, but really they're on the outs and have no idea that they're really second fiddle to the main alliance, which includes the icons. And then you got the other side of the house who's not really together by any means, but think that, okay, we need to go after this other side, even though they don't know that side is something. So it can absolutely blow up a number of different ways. I do want to get to some more comments on here. Another good question here is thoughts on Barrett's game so far. Portia, what are your thoughts on Barrett?
So I keep meaning to go look at his podcast and stuff too, because I guess so he's had the podcast, so he's been in the realm for like quite some time, knows people, knows players, knows their games and all that good stuff. And then he, I guess, has a thing for D, and like that was always his crush kind of thing. She's got a thing for nerds, whatever. I mean, I just think it's a coincidental big brother type of relationship. So like, you know, Big Brother knows what they're doing to like put people in for certain showmances and that kind of thing. And I didn't see that as his angle originally coming in, but I'm happy for him that he's got one, because like being that tall and lanky, like you're honestly not built for the comps in BB. Like like I don't know what kind of wingspan thing they're thinking is going to be there, but like he's not quite built for them. So he'll be good at the challenges because he knows like what's coming up, whether they're knockouts or this or that, the other. You can hear him talking about it. Like he knows more what's coming up next, in my opinion, than probably Angela does.
Yeah.
But I wish he wasn't a puppy dog for the vets. I wish he was like a rally man for the newbies, and that's kind of like where I wish I'd see him going. But yeah, I think he's smitten.
I mean, do you think that in the real world, in the real world,
Did I answer
at
that
a
question
bar
already?
or
If he showed up in Miami, would she
right? If
look up? I doubt
my
it.
man Barrett hopped on a plane and went to MIA, is D Vidar's giving our guy a second look? Is he saying
what?
hello
You know
and
why
she's
she
even
is?
answering him?
Because he has a podcast? Maybe, honestly, right? She would have talked to him about the podcast. They could have met in the wild, not that kind of wild, but like wild, like how we're all meeting right now. And then maybe in December at the Orlando event, met up and hit it off on a drunken night. You never know. Like that kind of stuff can happen. But like, I didn't see it happening because I didn't watch too much Survivor. So I didn't know that was her like shtick, was like the nerds and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I don't think it would have happened in the wild, but I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, I think it's exactly what Humane
Opposites
said.
attract.
It's definitely one of those vibes of a Amanda McRae situation, but I feel like even more to like
What a
a
pull.
bigger extent
Yo.
because it's D who already won $1 million. She has this stigma about her that we know what happened with Austin, and you've been on multiple shows where you have gotten romantically involved with people
Every single
on those
season.
shows.
Every season.
And it's like the guys continue to fall for the trap. Like, is it not obvious, Lauren?
I mean, a hot millionaire chickie that's good at comps, like you're not gonna fall into that trap. I mean, if you're a guy, like, come on.
I mean, I get it, but it's still shocking. It's still like, bro, guys, what are we doing? Like, come on.
Let it unfold a little bit, because I'm telling you, Barrett knows games. So Barrett might think right now, this is my advantage, getting in with them. And I do think Barrett is someone that could pull the trigger and switch it up.
That would be great.
But to get through the first couple of weeks, if you know that you're installed with a group of people, great, that's awesome. And then if you want to start making some game moves later on, and that'll get you the votes. If you get to the end, you flip on everybody that you were like with, I'd vote for that.
I don't know. I mean,
Bobby doesn't see it, but here's the thing. I will tell you, you and Phillip were ripping on my pick of me taking Barrett, and I'm happy with this pick.
I just know Austin, the place, and I know Barrett because there's 89 of them outside my window right now. And so I just know that I'm like, he is such a nice man with such optimism and an open heart and open mind and open spirit, and she is gonna crush him. It was like, would you ever suggest any of your male friends to go like partner with Parvati? Would you? When you're like, oh no, baby, she's good. No, you're gone. Like it's just
Married or
that's what it
unmarried.
is. Like you just have to know that that's her gameplay, and you're simply a piece to get her further along in a game she's not familiar with. If you think about it, his greatest appeal to her is that he knows the game, and she has been very honest and forthright in saying, hey, I don't know the game that well. And she went, ding, ding, you're kind of cute. And we all went, here we go. Let's do it.
So you think he's legitimately going to completely fall for it?
I think that she is beautiful enough and good enough at the game that I think the defenses go down a little bit, that if he were at home, he'd be like, why am I doing that? But because he's in there, I don't know. I'm really feeling like he's going to ride this one out a little longer than he should.
I completely agree.
It's
So
like,
annoying that you guys team up on me with this stuff.
nah, but girl, like, come on. It's like Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Like, we all know Taylor Swift was not his type. Like, look at all his other ex-girlfriends. There ain't nothing similar.
He
But
can't read.
she got $1 billion though, and
He
he's got
can't
$1 billion
read.
though.
You're a reading specialist. This is bad.
A hot rich girl is into you. Like, I feel like that's every guy's dream.
He's gonna make millions of more dollars being her husband than he ever would in the NFL. Honestly, I still think the biggest travesty is he hasn't got his jersey to switch to Swift-Kelsey, because then he'll sell 1 billion jerseys. Like, you could retire off jersey sales alone.
I think they told
Dude,
him.
you know, I could probably print that.
He can't read. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's fine. He thinks
we
that's.
we can talk
what it
about
says.
that. I actually have a printing company. We can actually probably make that because it's a parody.
We're
right?
missing out on an opportunity here, guys.
All right.
One last thing on the whole Barrett D thing is, I get it. She is a beautiful woman. She's in that house. She definitely seems like she's into you, even though we should know from past experiences this isn't true. But I get it. As a straight guy but married, even if I was single, I don't know if I would fall for it being in that Big Brother house, just because you are locked in, like Phillip said, with those people long term, that those emotions kind of can continue throughout the season to feel stronger and stronger. So I get it. But I just would think that someone who is as knowledgeable as Barrett is would realize, okay, would this girl really be into me? Should I really think this is real? And probably try to work otherwise. I don't know. I digress. Let's move on to a different topic, though.
Speaking of strong emotions, Roman lyric. Let's jump right in.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
If I could describe it in one word, ick. I don't know what is happening here, the noises and sounds that they make. And to be honest, I was really pulling for lyric as a player. And as the live feeds have shown me, I don't even know if I love her as a person. I was like, you are the worst. You're somehow getting worse by the day. The things she says and does, and I was like, this is insufferable. Like, I don't know what is happening, but the girl she has turned into, and I say girl purposely, the woman she came in as versus the girl she is now, I was like, this was a fall from grace, a very fast fall from grace.
Man, you're good at this. I need you to write like my eulogy when I ever die, because like you describe people perfectly to the T.
I will do that for you, no problem.
Do we think that the lyric Rome situation, I guess showmance at this point, do we think it's gonna last the whole season? Do we think that will it last off the show? Because I already feel like if Rome is ever in a position where he needs to save himself or save lyric, I think he's saving Rome.
Y'all watch
yeah.
today?
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all saw that part where Rome said he would lick the peanut butter off Dee's finger during the bagel thing? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he offered to lick the peanut butter off her finger. Yeah. I don't know if Lyric would be too thrilled on that, but he definitely gave himself a little licky lips after that thing. And I was like, fuck. He's going to break this little girl's heart. She's over here thinking she's a lawyer or paralegal, probably, like a lawyer can't take that much time off. Let's be real.
That's one
I'm
thing
like,
that threw me hard, that I'm like, you Like,
Eviction
okay,
lawyer though.
someone
So I guess
comes
it's
to
like
you to make sure they don't go to jail. Someone goes to her and says, please ensure that I do not spend 10 to 20 behind bars. That's crazy. And she's out here being like, I haven't pooped in 3 days. I'm like, I can't do this with
Oh
you.
my
I
God,
can't do
yeah,
it. I
that
can't
too.
do it. I can't do it. I'm
When
sorry.
pretty girls talk about pooping, and it's just like, damn, like no code words, no nothing.
No,
like,
but it's
that's-
all she taught. Like I don't mean like a few clips. I mean, there's montages at this point, and they've been there for a week. Montages.
But
and I'm like,
they're mixing it with all the fruits and veg that she's eating and not washing, right? Because like there's
she
like
has
some
whatever that disease
going
is
on
in the
right
lettuce.
now.
She has it. She has it right now.
Dude, I literally threw away a head of lettuce today because even the lady at Publix is like, eat pizza this week. I was like, oh shit. And I was like, you know, I noticed you all have like pre-made salads and all this other stuff out, and like there's no signs or anything. She goes, eat pizza this week. I was like, well,
At least she was honest, didn't steer you in that direction. She said, just go with the pizza. You always should have gone with the pizza, by the way.
dude, it's like bananas. It's wild.
Speaking of which, do we think that Ashley really had her first burger in the house? Like, and
No!
what is that going to do to your
Oh.
digestive tract?
Dude,
You've never
my
had burger
husband,
before.
like believed that, and I was like, dude, you are just so blinded by beauty. Because like, yeah, I love lettuce and I love cheese and I love meat and I love buns, but I've never had a burger. It's like, no, really, like that's just like a weird thing to say. Like that's a weird thing to say. It obviously can't be true. She's 24 or something and lives in Chicago. Like she's in a major city.
The stupidity that they expect us to have. I spent a solid.
My husband believed it.
I spent a solid 3 to 4 minutes listening to them go back and forth, and it was Ashley and Latrice of being like, I've never had a hamburger, and she goes, well, this one time I broke my ankle walking down the street. I've never had a peanut butter and jelly. Well, I bruised my elbow opening a letter. I was like, guys, I need everyone to stop. I need everyone to stop right now. It was a weird hissing contest of like fun facts you tell at the office, and I was like, guys, let's play the game here, because the game is going on around you whether you realize it or not. And the two of them, I'm like, guys, I need you here. I need you here right now.
Not at all. Like that can't be true, you guys. Like, come on. That's like, and it was just weird. Like that, I don't know.
It's a
like,
weird lie.
Yeah, it's like if someone was saying like now they want to be sponsored by a burger joint or something. Like maybe it's some kind of twist that she's like wanting to get sponsored by like In-N-Out. I don't know. I really
the worst
don't.
part is she tried to even like use her like sexiness along with it, and she was like, well, I love meat and cheese. I was like, okay, we don't need this. Like, we don't want it. I know, but I've never had a burger. And we're all like, oh God. Like it's
And Devins is like chiming in. Everyone's chiming in like it's gospel. I'm like, what?
Well, and you know
Also-
that there's some casting producer out there that when she was trying to get cast, she was like, what can I come up with to set myself up so I can get cast on the show? Oh, I've never had a burger before in my life. And a producer was like, that's perfect. You're on the show. Like, what are we doing here?
Baby. That's it.
That's
she
it.
was
That's
on
what
a
we needed.
show
We needed someone
for
who's never had a burger.
she was on a show for Barstool and said she had never had a PB&J. And I was like, see, it's a thing. It's a thing. And like, that's when I'm like, no, sorry. I'm going to wave the red flag.
Fuck. She should have brought that shit up. She's actually the weather girl on Barstool, which like totally would have clicked her and Devins together had she
That makes perfect sense because that girl's head is in the clouds 24 hours a day.
But I think it's one of those things where it's like, there's 100% chance it's raining.
It's already raining. Yep,
You know
that's
what I
exactly
mean?
what's happening.
Yeah. That's like, I think that's her shtick. But like, yeah. Wow. Damn it. I can't believe she might be out right now tonight. And like, she didn't even get to fucking weather girl, weatherman alliance.
That is her fault, though.
Yes.
She probably don't know who he is. Honestly, I didn't.
But at least she
But
got a
that's
burger.
okay. But like, I'm sure he's mentioned what he does and everything. And as soon as someone does that, and you go, "Oh, I am also kind of in this field. Why don't I bring that up and make a connection?"
Yeah,
all right. So
like one-on-one.
speaking of which, let's get into spoiler territory. Let's talk about who we think is going to go home, how it's playing out right now in the house. So if you guys aren't privy to that knowledge out there listening in right now and you want to tune out, this is the time to do so. But little housekeeping
2
notes if you
minutes ago,
can.
No,
actually.
it's 2 hours away. No, click
If
in.
you want to. Some people are
Stay
very,
here.
very, very anti-spoiler out there. So
Sorry, you should have
hours.
like
have to
signed
let
out
them
like
know.
2 minutes ago before I started talking.
it's all good. There's enough time
good.
for people to get out because things can still change. But
They could.
if you guys can, give us a follow at After Show on YouTube. Give us a like, give us a comment, hit that thumbs up button, hit the bell notification so you're notified whenever I go live with my live feed coverage or with any podcast we come out with on the week talking about Big Brother. Also, twitch.tv/Bobby Goodsby. You can follow me there as well. So, spoiler section. So, right now, we are currently in a situation where we have Ashley, Taylor. Taylor's another one I've been very confused with, who was my winner pick originally.
Yeah, I'm
And-
mad about that. Honestly, I'm like,
Good luck.
yeah.
Yeah, that's out the door. And
Yeah.
Yash on the block.
When is she gonna say she's one of Lala's 4 kids?
Right? Seriously.
Like they go to the same salon, and I'm just like, girls, I feel like there has to be some kind of twist. Like I felt like they had the exact same hairstyle when they came in, and I knew they were gonna be close. But then I was like waiting for one of those like Sari moments when I was like, oh yeah, you know, my aunt or something, and I was like, damn it.
Even if
don't really
they're
do
not
that.
related, they could try and swing that to keep one of them there, but I simply don't think they have the intellect or the gameplay to pull it off. They could honestly, but they would have to actually do the work and like really make the commitment. Like they'd have to commit to the bit, and they can't commit to anything. Literally, Lala's bones and joints are made of paper. Like this is bad. This is bad.
I liked her. What was she saying? Like more like Terminator, you know? She's got like the metal and everything. She's like my knee, my shoulder, my elbow, my arm.
I've had my hip replaced, and this is my third nose and my 4th eye. And I'm like, girl, get it together.
Yo,
I love
but she
that
looks
they're-
better than me.
They're all
better
like,
than
oh,
me.
but how's your knee now? And she just drops it as low as she can.
In the bikini too, and I was like, damn, my kids would not approve. And she's 20 years older, and I was like, that's when you know.
I thought
don't
I
give a
blew out my knee just watching her. Like-
Bobby.
all right, so let's talk about the 3 nominees, who we think's going home. Lauren, who do you think's in a bit of trouble tonight?
I do want to ask Portia one quick question.
Yeah,
Are
go ahead.
you a fan of the BB blockbuster?
Yes,
Okay.
I am. I am a fan of the BB blockbuster. I like that. I like the 3 noms. I like it not being so much to chance at the original veto, like when it's just the 2 and 6 kind of thing. I like it being a little bit more even there with the 3 and 3. And then and then yeah, as far as the BB blockbuster goes, I love that because it gives the athletes something to fucking go for. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you can't just knock somebody out because they're buff. Like nah, like they could possibly come back, and now they're gonna come after you because you try to get them out for like whatever reason, but they're still gonna be good at comps. And so, like for me, my percentage of wins on comps was higher than Rachel's, and I get that because like my mentor was Jamie, so like I'm like fuck it, yeah, let's win. Like let's try every comp, let's try to win. I was never thinking like, oh, let me throw this to somebody or let me do that. And like for me, that's not my kind of gameplay. So I like to see that people go hard and get rewarded for it, and like not with the backdoor situation and like all that kind of thing. Like this eliminates the backdoor, and so you know you get that one more shot to save yourself. So I do dig it.
Okay, but that's my thing. I love the blockbuster because it gives people an opportunity to save themselves and actually save themselves based on their own merit and hard work. But I do miss backdooring a little bit. Like I feel like I did love when it worked well. When let's say to take out someone like D, like
Yeah.
Devins, you're gonna need to backdoor them, and then you're gonna need to ensure that they don't win block. But like it's just there's so many steps now that you're like, oh, okay, so we pretty much can't decide on who goes home anymore.
And one other thing I want to add on there, because I do have like this comment, Big Brother Blockbuster has been one of the best additions to the game since the Golden Power veto. And I completely agree. I think it is the best addition that they've had since the veto was established. And for me, the biggest thing of it all, I will be willing to sacrifice the back door, right? Because over the last few seasons, especially, the back door really hasn't had the same effect as it did in the early days. And that's because information always seems to get out last second, where people aren't really aware of, even if they're trying to backdoor someone and shock a side of the house, that information ends up getting leaked and it just kind of falls flat on its face. I'd rather have the blockbuster where it gives people an opportunity to save themselves. If you can't save yourself once and then you are a renom and you go up on the block, you have this last out. But the best part of it is the fact that us going into Thursday night and the house, we don't know who's going home. It can go a number of different ways. So it's not like Sunday, okay, we turn on our feeds and realize, okay, so-and-so won the power veto. This person got nominated. That person's gone by Sunday. And we have to wait out a week of it just being kind of boring. It allows there to be more back and forth in the house and really deciding, hey, where do we go if this happens? Where do we go if this happens? And that's what I think is the most valuable asset brought to this game to make Thursday even more interesting. So that's just my 2 cents. But the one problem I have is it needs to end before jury. Like, let's stop doing this prior to jury or after jury.
100%. And also the other thing, I don't mind the BB blockbuster. I'm okay with it. And as Phillip said, I just miss the back doors. What I would love to see happen maybe in a future season is it's up to chance. 1 week you have no BB blockbuster, then incorporate it the following week just to mix and match a little bit so it's not staying completely consistent. So you have to be on your toes. And it also incorporates those relationships, those bondings. So you better be good with that HOH that week so they don't backdoor you. So you really have to change your game style if they moved forward ever doing that. I would love to see that incorporated potentially.
Or make it like a power or something, right? Where it's like you can unleash it sometimes, but like not all the time. And like the bullshit that they do right now, like with the, hey, vote, and it's either going to be good or bad based on the person you vote for. It's like, bro, that's like the worst part. And like being an old player of the game, it's like, and knowing how like my Pandora's box, for example, like I was up there for 6 fucking hours saying no to opening the box. There was no way I was getting back downstairs until I opened the box. They lied. They told me, my boyfriend at the time was in there. They told me I was getting 10 grand. They told me anything they possibly could. And I sat there like a fucking rock for 6 hours until like I was going crazy up there. And I knew there was no way out but through the door. And so I had to do it. And that allowed Rachel and Jordan to play together and like fuck up that little HOH for me, obviously. But like, the fact that they're throwing it in there so blatantly after just giving these vets the 3, like the only power for HOH option, and like now saying, oh, it's going to be a pro or a con and we can make up whatever twist we want per person and da 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 da. Like, oh, that's like such nonsense to me. And it's so frustrating as a player of the game and a fan of the game to like watch what a hand production has in it. And like the blockbuster to me does prevent a little bit of the house voting, which has been like the last few seasons, which is so annoying because I was always like, I was voting on the wrong side of the house all the time. My season, I didn't care. Like, okay, cool. Like I'll keep one with Brendan on this one and I'll do this and I'll do that. And like, I was just going wherever I wanted and that was my game. But like, I see now how easily everybody follows the house. And so I do like the blockbuster for that like spontaneity at the end. But like the twist thing is gonna just screw it up. Like I'm glad we're talking now because like I would have a lot more negative things to say after I started seeing like that happen.
So I have a question only because we have the exact 2 opposite reality TV experiences. And I still don't know what the right answer is. I've just been kind of playing around with it in my head. Would you rather a standard reality show where you shoot it, you kind of remember exactly how it happened, but it doesn't air for 6 months? You can, however, defend yourself as it's rolling out. You're on social media, all that other stuff, or do it like you did it, where you're on it. It's airing right now, and you get to almost kind of rip it off like a Band-Aid all at once. You don't have half a year of being like, what am I like? What are people going to say about me? So on and so forth.
Oh my God. There was like 6 fake books. Even my estranged mother made one impersonating me to answer fans and stuff. Portia the Porkla, like Portia Porky, like me, like photoshopped into Miss Piggy. Like, thank God social media wasn't prevalent like 15 years ago when I was on it. Cause like, man, that would have been crazy. And I would have been I would have been crazier online because, you know, I was 23. I was Porsche. I drove a Porsche. I didn't give a fuck. And I was like just having some fun. You know what I mean? It was dead in Miami for the clubs. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this and try to win some money. That's what Janelle told me to do. And so, like, I had a blast with it, but I definitely, like, yeah, I wish it was. I guess I liked mine better in a way because I never watched my show, right? They gave me they gave me the DVD set when I got off. All right, guys. So like yeah, I got a big ass binder of all the stuff. And for me, they had like the Showtime After Dark, which they talked about on there. And they had God, what was the live feed called? Super Pass at the time, right? Where you could literally type our names in though. There was like a little search bar. You typed our name and it would show you the cameras that were facing us. So, bro, it was weird. Like there was weird shit on our lives. So now it's like way different that we can just like watch it more 24/7, which I think that's how Big Brother should always be. I mean, and they can, you know, base their edits off of what people are seeing in real life. But I do now, if I was on a show currently, I would want it to be a taped show. So like my husband, I put him on the what was that thing? 99 to beat.
Yeah.
Right. Like the little square, or the floor. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was up for 99 to beat, didn't get it. I was little chubs at the time. But put my hubby on the floor. They flew all 100 of them out to Ireland to do the filming for the week and everything. And that's cheaper than what they got going on here. And like honestly, it was a blast. And it took a year in the can before it showed. So that part's a little sketchy because it's like if people find out you're the winner, then they null and void your winnings. And that's on like Amazing Race or you know, Survivor or any of those ones. So that part kind of sucks because you do have to like keep it under wraps. And I don't feel like that's even possible these days. Like anyone can just speculate the winner, right? And just blow it up like if they really wanted to. And so like the fact though that you do get to like defend yourself and stuff, I think is like a lot more fun. Like one of my girlfriends, Andrea, she was on Love Island and the Love Island like All Stars. Andrea Camino, little come on. So she's here in Miami girl too. And so I like that she gets to like podcast with her shows and like do that kind of stuff and like interact with the fans. So I mean that's why I do Evil Dick show every year and stuff too, is like we just shoot the shit and like, you know, talk crap about production and like the new cast and stuff. Kind of like we do here, you know. So that's very good. I'm glad it was a Fairplay association thing too, so I don't feel bad about my opinions. But yeah, like I now I would prefer to be able to like boost my popularity before going on the show and like max it up for like the show because you get so much more shit like now, endorsements and all that kind of stuff than you ever used to, right? So yeah, the pre-recording's pretty dope, I would say. People get a lot more cancellations, I feel like, on Big Brother. Like you're not there to defend yourself, right? And this season, which I'm surprised because I did see STDs and a couple others, but I was told they were supposed to deactivate their Instagrams before going in their house. Like they weren't even supposed to have a family member or friend running their Instas this year. So, I mean, that doesn't like, it's about building your platform, you know? So like, I feel like at this point in the game, it's like you're on these shows to get your numbers on stuff that's actually going to get you paid. You know, like your ratio to get paid in the BB house isn't that great, but like if you're getting the followers online after, then you know that'll help.
I think also too, just to piggyback off of that, I haven't been on reality TV show, but the one dangerous format about being on the Big Brother format is your 24/7 live feed coverage is everywhere. So any little thing you say, even though you're not privy to it, you're not seeing it because you're stuck in the house. As soon as you get out, they are going to be able to nitpick every little thing you've ever said. Even if it's a joke, even if it was something in passing, they are able to cut that clip and use it against you the rest of your life. So that is very difficult. Like, I feel like if you're stuck in that Big Brother house, you might just pass by someone and say something casually that doesn't, in your mind or the other person's mind, come across as negative, but they could take that and run with it online. And that's where I feel like for me in today's day and age with social media, I would 100% want to be on a show like Survivor where it's an edited version of yourself, while also the fact is the producers can kind of hide a lot of that. Now, if it's really bad, they're obviously going to show it, and they should show it. There's good reason for the bad parts that they do show, and we have had on our television screens. But they are able to realize people are human, and we are going to say things that are a little off-putting in your everyday life. I'm a bartender by trade, so if you heard half the stuff I hear at the bar I work at between the people that come in and the people that I work with, we would all be canceled. Everyone in their life would be canceled at some point. So I think that it's just a safer run to be on an edited show, but I get why the appeal is there for a Big Brother type format.
100%. And you just totally made me think of something. And how many nudes do you guys see anymore of girls on the live?
Yeah, not as many.
Exactly, right. Because back when I was on and it wasn't super supervised by CBS, Jordan would come out and readjust her towel, full frontals, Rachel, da da da. I mean, so many girls got nuded. I went in the bathroom every day, put on a bikini, and then went and showered with a bikini on because I was too tall that the frost was to here. So you were gonna see my tits. Like I was too tall for where they had the frosting on the thing. But now CBS has the power to cut that shit, and they have the power to not air because it's not live even on the live feeds. It's still a 4 or 5 minute delay. So like they know if someone's doing something that's going to incriminate them, and they're fucking showing that shit. Like let's just think about that. Like they're actually doing this to people while they're in the house and like expecting them to have to clean up the grenades afterwards. And they absolutely can edit that and take that part out. But like they're deciding who and what to show. Like last year when they didn't show whatever Keanu like actually being an asshole to Rachel, and you kept seeing the feeds cut to the kitties and stuff during all those convos, that was them saving him like from who he really was. And you know, I didn't even think about that till right now, that like they're purposely fucking up people's lives. Like that's on purpose. Like they can stop that from happening, and they're not.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And they do the opposite too, where someone could be talking about something positive and they cut away from it real quick. Like, you know, even if it's just minor, like someone talking about, I think they had Kamu talking about like religion or something, right? He was talking about how he's a Christian and immediately cut away from that. Like they have the ability to cut things that they don't want included on the live feeds, but then they don't ever use it in certain scenarios where they probably should. So it is interesting to see the contrast.
Yeah.
All right, so let's, as we start to wrap up here, let's talk about who we think's going home, because the last day and a half has been dramatically shifting the House vote, and one House guest in particular, Ashley, is screwing up her game. She has done everything she can she ate a burger, so at least she got that on air before she leaves this house, because she's probably leaving.
There you go. Yeah, that was dumb. Hopefully she does get a burger sponsorship, because the worst thing you could do is tell people you're safe and just brag about it, because that just rubbed everybody, I guess, the wrong way, and that's unfortunate, because I wish you could see more of her potential in the game, and she totally ruined it for herself.
Do you think it's just not having the knowledge of how the game works, or do you think it's just her trying to do too much?
It's also way different when you're in there. Like if you're coming from a bartending environment, a high energy environment, and a very attention given environment, right? Like people are just constantly coming up to you. Yeah, it's because they need something, but like you're needed all the time, right? And so I think that was probably part of her identity. And obviously the hot girl from Barstool and all that kind of stuff. So like for her to essentially have like, it felt like a golden ticket where she's not playing in the first comps and this, that, the other, like all these things, I feel like muted the game she thought she was going to play. And I don't think she ever clicked unmute, basically. Like she never revved up.
Have we ever seen, and you guys have been watching far longer than I have, but I still have a solid like 10 years on me. Have we ever seen the quote unquote house hottie go home this early? Like this is early for house hottie.
Bro, but why aren't they considering her house hottie? Like they're considering the girls that look like children more of the house hotties, like the
that
melody,
is true, they are.
lyric and stuff. And I'm just like, bro, like for real? Like
when Ashley hit that first diary room and I was like, geez, like, are you seeing this girl? But like nobody is. Nobody knows that she's hot. I don't know why.
She was number one on the intros. She had a 10-minute intro when some of the other players on the YouTube had 4 minutes. Like there was a 40-minute intro of all the players, and Ashley's was solid 10. First guest. I mean, she was all personality, all talk, all everything that you wanted to see. And then she got in there and became a dud, and that sucks. Like, maybe she smoked a lot of weed too, because that happened to me, like, in the beginning when I was detoxing. Like, I was really quiet because I normally chat a lot more, and I'm a Cali sober girl, so like I don't drink, but like I mean, I smoke to go out, and like I'm just like, maybe that was her, because if I didn't have that golden ticket, like you just wouldn't have known. Like even my dad knew. He's like, "Oh, I could tell. You were so boring. You didn't do anything." And I was like, "Well, I couldn't really do anything. I had to be chill." And he goes, "No, like you were really boring."
Lauren, what are your thoughts?
What are we doing here is really my thoughts, honestly, because you were okay until you weren't okay type of situation. And again, we are, a little under 2 hours off here, folks. Something can change potentially. Do I think it's changing? Baby, it's only changing if you win the blockbuster.
Yeah. And I think with her too is she was in a position where no one's working with her. There's really no direct game correlation either way of side of the house for her to really play. She was someone who was directly in the middle, had no ties to anyone, and it's just kind of there. She's one of those characters we get every single summer on Big Brother. That person's just there. But she was so much just there that everyone's like, she's not a threat. She's safe. Like, well, why would we take her out? She's just going to coast. No one's going to be like threatened by her. And we could possibly use her in a future vote. And then she had to go run her mouth and tell everyone, I've got the votes. Hey, so this is who's going to be keeping me. Oh, really? That doesn't add up to what I've heard on my side. Let me check back with that. And as soon as the other side realized Ashley was talking to everybody that she shouldn't be, that she should have just kept her mouth shut, well, that sealed her fate.
Yeah.
I just can't in good conscience send Yash home, because gun to my head, if you said, what did that man do in order to get sent home? I'd go, oh, I don't know. I don't think he did anything. Like there is not, he didn't make a single wrong. He didn't make a single step at all. Honestly, it wasn't even a misstep. He made no steps. And so like, is that a reason to send someone home number one? I don't think so, but maybe.
I mean, what about that edit actually that they gave him in the first episode where it's like he's literally putting the puzzle together for D, and she's like, "We're all safe. My whole team is safe and everything." So like, yeah, I would be pretty disappointed to see him go first. But now that I think about it, I would really love for him to win that HOH and take D out.
Could be interesting. And the fact of the matter, she didn't remember making that statement either. And I'm over on his side going, oh, I remember the statement. It was pretty clear. We're all jumping and celebrating, and I'm over here helping you win. And I get her thought process on how she wanted to do the nominations, but keep your group safe. They're not coming for you, probably for a little bit if you help them out here in this scenario. But damn, as you said, Phil, what did he do? Nothing. I would feel terrible if I went home for doing nothing wrong.
For literally helping the person win and them telling you that you're safe and then you not being safe. But again, that's why Blockbuster is there, right? Because he was also going to be, it was between him and Taylor leaving. And then now, he actually is like pretty chill. I mean, now it's probably between him and Ashley, but like, which is just wild to me too, because I'm like, I don't know. They could have used Ashley, I feel like, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I think it gets really interesting if Ashley does save herself. I still think it'll be Yash being the one going home. But who knows? Maybe things can change in the next couple hours. But it is looking like Ashley is leaving us tonight unless she wins the blockbuster. So I think with that being said, we're going to have to wrap it up here. We're about an hour into the podcast. If you guys want to, please hit that bell notification so you're notified. I'm going to be going live later tonight for a live watch party and react of the episode on the West Coast time. So people remember, I'm in California, so I'm having to watch it on the West Coast time. 8 p.m. Pacific. If you guys want to come hang out with me, I'll be answering everyone's comments and questions in the chat. And we will be.
The rest of us will be sleeping because we have work like 2 hours later. Like
I get it. You East Coasters are different. Okay, I get it.
Different. But listen, Bobby, we still get the text every once in a while. Anyone free to come jump on the podcast?
And I go, it's 3 a.m. No, I'm not.
Literally, Dick is in Ireland. Dick moved to Ireland a couple of years ago, so we do it after the East Coast time, and we watch the sunrise in his background. He's
Oh.
literally up like all night. He's so committed.
That's me when I have to get off work at like midnight and I get on here at 1 a.m. doing West Coast time, doing my live feed coverage. And it's like, maybe I've got an hour until these house guests go to sleep. I'm like, whatever, I'm taking it. I got to do what I got to do. So with that being said, twitch.tv/Bobby Goodsby. You can find me on social media at Goodsby Bobby, also at After Show, like, comment, sub, all of that. Portia, where can people find you if they want to see you on social media?
I'm on Instagram, Porsche Briggs. I'm on Facebook, and I do my watch parties on my Whatnot, raise money for charity, do like cameos and all that good kind of stuff on Thursdays, and then on Dick at Night, talking about BB with my old partner Keith and other random BB house guests. And yeah, basically it. I'll chat with you guys about BB whenever.
Awesome. We'd love having you here. Phillip, where can people find you?
Ooh, normally Costco or the gym.
Yeah.
But also at Instagram at Phillip Solomon _ hit me up for everything you want. Fitness stuff, reality stuff, all that stuff. I answer all the messages because I got time.
All right. And Lauren, where can people find you?
On Instagram, Pratt6, always down to talk reality TV. And as Phillip said, hitting up the gym like crazy.
And Costco.
No.
I need to be hitting up the gym here soon. So. So with that being said, Portia, just stay with us. It's going to do our outro. Just stay on the line right here, and we will see everybody else later tonight with me on the live watch party. With that being said, we'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.